what was the before? Tell us about you and your eating and your habits before the Blissful Body Method.
So yeah, that picture on the left, that was me, and it's almost hard to believe that that is the place I got to at one point. And that was in December of 2020. It was right between Christmas and New Year's. There was just a lot of holiday feasting, and at that time there was the lockdowns in Los Angeles from COVID. So we spent a lot of time in the house and binge watching Netflix and snacking. At least I was. So anyways, here I arrived at this place, and all of my spiritual depth and all of my spiritual wisdom and all of my, being active and all the things I've learned over the years, going to the gym, doing this and that and that and this, I still ended up at this spot. And so when I jumped on the scale one day and I looked down and I weighed 208, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the heaviest I've ever seen myself on the scale. And then at the same time, I was, when I look at myself in the mirror, it was not, I was very unhappy, dissatisfied, probably upset, disappointed at how I looked. And I remember specifically, I was so ashamed that I put on a t-shirt to go to bed when Sarah and I went to bed at night, because I didn't like the way I looked so much that I had to cover myself up. And that's the first time I've ever felt that way in my life too. So that's where I would say it began, this journey of really not knowing what to do. Actually, the only thing I really had experience with was doing a master cleanse, which is like a 10-day no food, just the lemonade diet. You just drink fresh squeezed lemonade and do water with some lemon into it. And I did lose, I think it was down to like 193, but I gained it back pretty quickly after that. So I went on this journey of, discovering how was God going to lead me on this journey? Because I really didn't know when I started out all the things that I've since discovered and adopted and tried out. And so that's where this, and it wasn't the Blissful Body Method when I started out. It was just, I have to discover myself again. I have to get back to my truth. The person on the left, that's not my truth. That is, emotional eating, food addiction, loss of willpower, complacent, just like, all the states of mental and emotional being that would lead me to this destination right here. And then over the course of the next 2 years, it was about 2 years later that I ended up at my current weight, which was from 208 to 158. And so it was a journey of losing 50 pounds. And to be honest with you, when I started out, if you would have said, what would be your ideal weight to get down to? I would have said, if I could just get to 183 and maintain it, I would be over the hill happy. If I could just get to 183, which I eventually did, but then God kept revealing to me, even though you don't see it, there is another place for your body and you to go to. And then different messages came into my life. And as I began, stepping into those and applying myself and being committed to what that next step was, I ended up at this place where if you would have told me, one day you could get down to 158, I literally would have laughed in your face and said, that is absolutely impossible for someone who's 6'2". I would never be able to get down to that weight. I've never seen myself on a scale below 170 in my adult life. So the just even saying that would have sounded absolutely absurd. But it wasn't. And when I finally got down to this weight, and I feel it now, it is I would have to say, even though maybe you could even help me with this, because I was thinking this the other day, Sarah, is that when I was 208, my light, my spirit was trapped underneath all of this debris, all of this excess, all of this unnecessary fat, body weight, whatever you want to call it. And now that I'm at this new place, and weight is just one measurement. Literally, what's most important is when I feel into my body, I can feel it so clearly. And for me, my light shines brighter into the world as I embody my blissful body set point, which I'm calling around 158. So